Hi guys, my name is Sonia and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, you're welcome as well. So today I'm going to be showing you how I made the bottom part of this gown. It's fully padded butt and hip. I'm going to show you how to pad butt and hip. It looks natural, right? So please stay and don't go anywhere. I'm going to be showing you tricks and tips on how to get a perfect butt padding. So thank you so much and let's dive right into it. And please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you. So guys, we'll start marking our horizontal line. The first horizontal line we're going to be marking is our waist to hip. I'm using 9 inches. I'm going to mark the 9 inches across like so. After doing that, I'm going to come down from that 9 inches by 10 to mark my under hip. Going to mark it across also. After I'm done with that, I will pick up my straight ruler and connect it on a straight line, just as I'm doing it now. Please guys, ensure you stay to the end of this video as I'll be dropping some techniques I use to work for me. Waist to hip depends on how big the person is. You can use 8 inches, how tall the person is. You can use 8 inches or you can use 9 inches. There are measurements for it, but I just use it according to the size of the person and it works for me. So I'm going to extend that line like that. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to mark my waist measurement. My waist measurement is 33. I'm going to divide it by 4 inches. It's going to give me 8.25, approximately 8.3. And then I'm going to mark my hip measurement, which is 41, which is when you divide it by 4, you're going to get 10.25, which is approximately 10.3. And I'm going to go down there and place it at 10.3 as well. Next place we're going to be marking is our round under hip, and it's 38. 38 divided by 2 give me 19. Divided by 2 again is going to give me 8.5. So I'm going to place my ruler down there at 9.5 sorry, and mark. It's going to give me 9.5, sorry please. And I'm now going to take my curved ruler and then I'm going to connect it, the first mark from the waistline down to the hip line in a curve, and then I'm going to also connect the hip line down to the under hip also with the curved ruler, just like that. So remember, we did not add any allowance, any seam allowance, do not forget. So after doing this, we're going to cut this out and then go ahead to cut the back part. So before we go ahead, I found out that we did not place our I forgot to place our dart line. So I'm going to mark 4 inches as a dart, then I'm going to come down with 5 inches, just like that. 5 inches, then I'm going to go up and that line, come out with 1/2 inch like this, and also go to the other side of the 4 inches I marked and mark 1/2 inch. Then I'm going to come down also. I'm going to come down and mark 4 inches so that I can achieve a very straight line. So now I'm going to join it on a straight line like that, the first one. Then I'm going to slant my ruler and then draw a straight line, slanted line, draw to slanted line, just like that. So that serves as our dart line for this skirt block. Up next, on the plain sheet, you start marking 1.5 inch. Go up, continue marking it vertically, continue marking 1.5 inch, which will serve as our zipper allowance. So after marking in several places, to ensure we get a straight line, we're going to take our straight ruler and then connect all the lines together, just like this. Make sure all the lines meet and then draw from top to bottom on a straight line. Then now from that line, I'm going to put my front block and then I'll just use it to mark, instead of doing all the measurement again, I'll just use it to mark all the star lines for my skirt block. So I'm marking the waistline where it stops, the hip line, and then trying to adjust the paper so that I'll get a correct measurement. So after doing that, I'm going to also mark down that under, mark the line there, and then after I've gotten it, I'll go to the other side and also mark so that I can achieve a straight line when I am done. So after doing that, the next thing I'm going to do, sorry you can't see the paper very well, so I'm going to pick up my straight ruler and start connecting all the lines I have marked, which I just transferred from the front. So I'm going to connect it with all the places I've marked. I'm going to connect the hip line. I'm going to also take my ruler and connect these lines that I've marked. I'm going to connect it now, the hip line, just like that. See, I've already marked them down. I'm going to connect them now with my curved ruler, just like so. So after getting this block, I also forgot to mark my desired line at this point, but I later did it. So I extended the lines at that zipper allowance, and then I went ahead to cut out my back block, just like that. So guys, just as I did the front, I came and then I marked 4 inches out of the zipper allowance. I came up 4 inches out of zipper allowance, and then I came down also from my 4 inches by 5 inches. And then after doing that, I also entered that place from 4 inches to achieve a straight line. So I came in from that line with half inch, and I came out of the 4 inches line with half inch. Then I'm going to use my ruler to connect a straight line. Then I'm going to slant my ruler and get a slanted line like that, and another slanted line like so, which will serve as my back dart line. Thank you so much for coming this far. So next thing, we're going to go ahead to mark the points for our hip padding. So I'm going to mark the front block. I'm going to mark it as front, and then I'm going to go from the waistline. I'll go up from the waistline with 1.5 inch, just like that. Then I'm going to mark it just there. Watch what I'm doing so you get to see it very well. Then I'm coming in with 4 inches. So I can come in with 4 inches or 5 inches. I'm just doing this for you to see. I'm using a bigger measurement, so I'm going to use 5 inches, but I want you to see how it comes out when you come in with 4 inches first, and if I proceed. So from the down, I'm going to come up with 2 inches from the bottom, like that. So I'm going to mark it. Then I'm going to pick up my curved ruler and connect these 3 points that I have marked. So just the way I'm doing it, just look at it. So I'm going to mark it. If someone's hip is below 40 inches, you can use this method, the 4 inches
so
line.
I'm going to connect it. I'll continue connecting it with my curved ruler like that. So I'm going to place it on the other 2 lines and then blend it in like that. So after joining, I'm going to eliminate sharp edges, so I'm blending in that line so it not be sharp. So marking the up and then the down, so you're not getting confused. So I'm going to add the 5. I said I was going to use 5 inches. I just wanted to show you. So now this is how you connect the 5 inches. So I'm going to still use my ruler to connect it. That 1.5 I came down with. Please connect it like that. Ensure to eliminate sharp edges by blending it in. So now make sure you label your up and down so that you don't get confused, because later on it becomes so confusing. So after doing this, I'm going to go ahead and cut out. So guys, when I was done, I took the back block and then I'm going to label it B as the back, and then from the zipper allowance, first of all I'm going to label my zipper allowance so you don't get confused. So from the zipper allowance, I'm going to come in by 1 inch from that line, by 1 inch, and then I'll go up there and still come down by 1.5 inches, and I'll still come up by 2 inches. Now note, from that 2 inches come up by 4 inches, and from that 4 inches come in by 4 inches, and then take your curved ruler and blend it in. So now see, I'm going to blend it in with my curved ruler. I'm going to first join the 1.5 to the 1 inch that I took from the zipper allowance, just like so. Then I joined the 1 inch to the 4 inch I came in. width with my curved ruler. So after doing that, I'm going to join the 4" I came in with, and then I'm going to join it with the 2" I came up with, like that. Sorry, the ruler is shaky. So but just like that, then I'll eliminate all sharp edges by blending it in with my marker, just like so, just like so. Okay, so I'm just tracing it around to make sure it's not too sharp. Then I'm going to mark my up and my down so I don't get confused, and then go ahead and cut it out. Thank you for coming this far. Please, if you know you've not subscribed, please subscribe to become part of this community. As it is, we've gotten the front part and the back part of it, and even though I did not label it accordingly, but this is what it's going to look like when you're done. So now what we're going to do next is we're going to go and cut our foam. So the first thing I want to tell you people is about this foam. So you see this foam as it is now. This foam is a 1" foam. It's 1" thick. Sorry, ½ thick. This particular foam. So I'm going to be measuring it to show you. So now the issues with this foam that I have noticed, that's why I asked you. Thanks for coming this far. I asked you to come this far with me. So I noticed that this foam easily gets compressed. So if you use ½ when you wear it once, it becomes so flat, because you know how it is now, this foam, when you lie down it becomes compressed. So what I do when I'm using, I double it. So I'm also going to show you a 1" foam that I bought as a 2", but now because I use it to lie down, it's become a 1". So I'm just trying to tell you that the foam tends to compress. So if you're using a ½ foam, it's going to at some point look as if there was no hip padding. So to be at the safer side, even though at first it might look so big, but with time it's going to look blended if you double it. So that's the first hint I'm going to be dropping. So I'm going to go ahead to cut my foam. Please guys, watch how I'm going to be cutting this foam. So I'm going to be using my marker to Guys, I'm done. So the next thing I'm going to do is to show you how to trim the edges. So I'm going to be trimming the edges so that it will not be so obvious, so it will be flat at the edges. So see the way I held my scissors, I went to the tip and I started cutting out the edges like that. So I'm going to be going around. I'm not going to touch the side whereby my hip line and my waistline is. I'm not going to be touching that side I'm showing. I'll just touch this other side I'm pointing. So I'm going to be going around like this, just the way I'm doing it, like that.
So guys, another tip I would like to give you is that when you're done, we're going to be using interfacing to place on this front and back. Like, we'll cover it up with interfacing. So the tip is that do not use any other interfacing apart from ST. I've tried it before, and my dear, if you just mistakenly, there's a way you're going to hold, like this ST protects the foam, it doesn't tear, but there's a way you're going to handle your dress when you use a gum stay, a paper stay, and then the hip part will just tear. So guys, how to place the ST? I opened it up, then I placed. Remember, I'm doubling it, so I'm doubling it to make it thicker so that it doesn't become flat. So now I cover it up. So I placed it on top of the ST. Now I'm covering it up just like this. And I go and pick my iron and press it. So this is 1 1. I'm going to do another one for the second part of my butt. So now this is it. I'm going to relabel the up with a marker since I already covered it up with the STA. I'm going to just label it like that. Guys, this video is very long. I might decide to make it 3 parts so that I can easily upload it. But please, if you know you have not subscribed, please subscribe. It's going to encourage me to keep uploading videos and just help this community grow. God bless. So guys, after that I went ahead to sew around just like this to keep the foam in place so that it does not come out for any reason. So just go around, sew it, and after sewing I went ahead to also trim out the excesses at the edges. So our butt padding is looking fine. So now I'll either use my hand needle or my machine to join it the way I'm holding it like that. So you can use a hand needle or you can go and use a machine needle to sew it down for one butt and then the other butt, just like this. So guys, I am now going to go ahead and mark my normal measurements on a block form of for the skirt. So I minus my half length, which is 17. The gown is going to be 42 inches long. I'm going to add 1 inch seam allowance. So what I'm basically doing is to mark my normal measurements of my hip and my under hip and my waist, and then I add 2 inches allowance to it. That's on the lining. So I'm going to just mark my normal measurements and then add 2 inches allowance to it on the lining. And remember, all the measurement is divided by 4 plus 2 inches allowance. This is my waist divided by 4 plus 2 inches allowance, my hip divided by 4 plus 2 inch allowance, my under hip divided by 4 plus 2 inches allowance. Guys, when I'm done, I'm going to be marking the back. The back difference between the back and the front is going to be the zipper allowance. I'm going to use 1.5 inch extra at the side for zipper allowance. Please take note. When I was done, guys, I placed this lining on top of the Ankara, and then at the hip point I marked extra 2 inches and then blended it in to the normal waist and the under hip downwards. So the only difference now is just the hip measurement. I added 2 inches because our hip padding is half inches and we have 4 parts. Forget the fact that we doubled this. It used to, like I said, it will shrink. You will see before the end of this tutorial that it will not be looking so bulbous anymore. So I now added it like that. So now I've also gone to join my hip pad, and this is what it's giving me. So the next thing I'm going to do is to go join the lining and the Ankara. Please, I'm going to have to stop this video here and pause for part 2. Thank you so much for coming this far. I really appreciate. I do not take your coming here for granted. Please like, share and subscribe, and see you in our next class.